Welcome back to...
Holy shit, I have 10 lives.
Welcome back to people that have not had kids telling you how to raise your kids.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you clearly know best.
Yes. Guy who has had zero children and will at some point have children.
From personal experience of myself.
Yeah, from personal experience of being a kid. This is how you should raise kids.
Exactly.
There. Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I'm an expert now.
I mean, that's what a lot of people do. That's what the internet does. They're like...
Yeah. Well, and I think I've mentioned how... Like, even I'm aware that your best intentions in being a parent is...
ruined?
Yeah, you never do the things... When you say, oh, I'm never going to let my kids eat that, yeah, that goes out the window. I'm never going to punish my child in this way, or I'm going to teach my kids via this method. Like...
Good luck.
Yeah, a lot of that just flies out the window. I'm sure some of it can be consistent, but like one of the big arguments Jamie and I have is I do not want to teach my kids Santa. I think parents should never lie to their kid, and I know that's going to get thrown out the window at some point. Well, but like right now, I'm with our friend Jason believes a child should be able to trust their parents no matter what. At least trust their honesty. Maybe not trust that they're correct about something.
How about what if you kind of like meet it halfway? You don't teach them Santa, but you teach them Secret Santa.
Well, and see, I think that's the compromise we're going to get to is like Santa is this thing we love to talk about, and he's this character. You know, like he's not real, but he brings presents. Who brings the presents? I don't know. They show up under the tree, kids. Though kids. You know, so like we'll probably give our kids presents from Santa, but like if they ask, so what is this? I don't know. What do you think, kid?
Where do you think it came from?
I mean, I've heard that it can be a very good lesson, and in fact, things like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny are good lessons to children about
love is a lie, nothing is real.
Well, no, about teaching critical thinking and discerning fantasy from reality. Because my parents never pretended the Easter Bunny was real. I'm not even sure if they pretended the Tooth Fairy was real.
Oh, I had to play that game. I had to do the bullshit.
I don't remember. I'd have to ask my parents. I was, pretty young at the time. So, words. Was he kicking a bunny?
Yeah.
What a jerk. But it was a hologram.
Something like that.
Oh yeah, you can't hurt him. He's gonna wave his finger at you.
You're too slow.
So he's Metal Sonic. What's the Silver Metal Sonic?
Silver Metal Sonic?
Yeah, the one from Sonic 2. The second final boss.
That's just like the prototype Metal Sonic.
Okay, you gotta like jump over him as he charges at you and stuff. You're basically just running. And he's like going Super Saiyan apparently. One of the big things is I want to be like super honest with my kids. I want to try to not physically punish after about like 3. Like once a kid's old enough where going to their room or putting them in a corner is a bigger punishment than hitting them, that's the punishment you should go with. Because at a certain point, kids realize, one, you're either traumatizing your kid because you have to hit them hard enough to really hurt, or two, they figure out like, oh, this doesn't really hurt, and then the punishment's over, and I get to go do fun things again. So a lot of times the delayed, like you can't have fun for a while now, is a better punishment than, come on, spin. No, not you, Amarith. You're supposed to bounce them back at him.
You're just spinning.
Yeah. And you should know that because you've got, you haven't gotten this far in the game.
Nope.
Oops. But look, it's 100 points each.
Yay! 300 points! Repetition of the game.
You just focus on dodging. Yeah, there we go. Oh. There we go.
Yay.
Got him. That's what I meant to do.
You broke my bullshit machine.
So yesterday I was saying, like, find a hobby for kids. What kind of hobbies did you have as a kid?
Did I have as a kid?
Did you have, like, fun hobbies?
Video games?
Oh, you didn't have anything cool like I did? Like, we did model rockets. We launched those in the parks on the weekends.
I unfortunately was at the...
I did soccer for a while, which I chose, so I enjoyed it. I'm sure if my parents had made me do a sport, I would have hated it.
I had to do mostly like baseball and basketball and sports that I didn't really care about doing.
I wanted to do karate. Karate?
Oh, I fucking wanted to do karate so bad, but they were like, no,
my
sorry.
My mom knew we were gonna fight with it, so like she tells me the story like while I'm an adult now, like, oh no, we tried to get you, but you just didn't have the discipline, and I'm like, one, either it was before I was forming memories, so how do you expect like a 3-year-old to properly learn karate and then say, well, he didn't take to it when he was 3, so he must never be interested in it. Or I think my mom is just misremembering.
Probably.
Maybe my brother Daniel like couldn't get into it. Oh, okay, now we can hurt him.
But yeah, I want to do karate, and they were like, no, that's too far away. We can't do that.
Oh, I think my parents just didn't want to pay for it, especially because it was when I really wanted to do it was when they started not having money. So, like, I get it. It's any kind of martial art is an expensive thing to learn, and on a kid that's probably not going to be too devoted to it, you can do something more creative. My oldest brother played the saxophone for a while. I don't think he ever got any good.
That was quick.
But he did that in band. What else did we do? We had lots of little things like that as kids. I can't remember any of them.
Yeah, like I mostly just fucking... I was a piece of shit. Like I wasn't allowed to have the fun that I wanted to have.
Well, you were also the middle kid.
Yeah, I was bastard child.
And we had definitely had a lot of video games as kids too. Like they're maybe not a lot. Like we didn't own a lot, but we would rent them, and I guess it's hard to put there were a lot of video games because I don't have other kids' childhoods to compare against. You know, I never had more than a few friends at a time, and they weren't that close. Like it wasn't until middle school that I got my first really close friend. Shout out to James Acosta, who just left his wife.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about that, did I? Yeah, you've met James. You know.
I think I've met him like once or twice.
Yeah, he stayed a really good friend well into adulthood, and we're still kind of good friends. He lives,
Far.
500 miles away, so I just don't see a lot of him. I'm gonna steal your bubble. No, I won't steal your bubble.
Please don't.
But
if it gives me a fucking bubble.
Just split with his wife, so that'll be fun. With the fact that they have I think they have, she had a kid, and then they have one together. So that'll be.
There was a pre-existing kid.
It needed to happen. Don't go back to her, James. Not that you watched the show.
You're about to die.
That's okay. I can take 115. Are you just headbanging?
I'm waiting for a bubble.
There's your bubble.
I want to see what was up here. Maybe it's a ring.
It could be.
Or it's just fucking air.
Well, don't mean a thing if you ain't got that ring. Anyway,
I have no idea where I am.
Like my friend James was my first really close friend, and that wasn't until I guess I had a couple. No, I had a couple on my block as a kid, but I didn't have like that core group of friends I saw. Well, I guess I did as at the childhood level, but then I didn't in middle school. I had like one or two kind of friends, and one really close friend, and then it wasn't until high school that I got a big giant group of a lot of friends. You're supposed to walk to the right of the thing. No, don't. Well, you screwed up now. There you go. See what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, your position on the boat
determines which direction you're going, yeah. And I'm sure you went into a very similar situation high school-wise, right? Because we both went to the same magnet school full of lots of super nerdy kids that really changed how you interacted. You gotta come up here. Like, it just, suddenly you found your people, like, people that you could really connect with. And I know that was tough for me, because, like, I thought I connected it as a kid to my, my neighborhood, my on the same street friends. But it wasn't on the same level as what I found in high school. And I wonder how many kids find that in high school. I imagine a lot, too, right? Like, if you're a jock, you can find jocks in any school. If you're a nerd, you can usually find nerds in any school.
Yeah.
And then in college it gets better if you get to go to college. It's certainly not worth the money, and you can find those same peer groups as an adult.
If you can afford to get the debt.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying you can find those peer groups without college as an adult. And, I mean, college can have a reason. If it's a Bachelor of Science degree, go for it, I suppose. If you're pretty sure you're going to be committed and go through it.
Just do it.
Yeah. When did Sonic become advice on the ranch?
I don't know.
Just John tells you how to live your life.
This is what you need to do and exactly how you need to do it. And everything.
Meanwhile, 50% of our audience is older than us.
Yeah.
So... That's okay though, because older people love telling younger people what to do, right?
Exactly.
So it's gonna.
So what you're saying is all we have to do is pretend that we're talking to younger people.
Yeah, pretend to talk to younger people and give them like all the same advice our parents give us. Most of which is irrelevant.
All you have to do is get a good paying job, and then everything's gonna be great.
Yeah, just go out and get a job.
Go out and get a job.
Just go out. Just walk out. Be persistent. Harass the hiring manager. Like be outside his house every day, and then they will hire you.
Only every third day.
Yeah.
That's how jobs work.
I think I've told you that somebody pointed out to me why that is the case. Like why the baby boomers give millennials so much bad advice is because in 1970 that was good advice.
Yeah, because
like
the advice isn't applicable anymore.
Yeah, like if you were fine working, you could get a good paying job in 1970. Or maybe you couldn't entry level, but if you just put in a few years of hard work, you would get that well-paying job. You'd get that lower management position that paid for a house and 2 cars on 1 income, you know.
God, that would be so fucking
right. And now you work hard, and they say, "Oh, well, this sucker works hard. There's no reason to promote them. Look at how much."
Keep them at the lower tiers.
Yeah.
That way they keep doing all the work.
Yeah, they're being productive. Don't promote them. We need to promote the unproductive people to get them out of the working pool.
So we can pay them more. So
it's a world of takers and makers. It's just
they're mostly takers and mostly makers.
Well, I was gonna say just the people taking are
usually making
are usually the ones not making. They're usually the ones managing.
Yeah. Caw.
Caw!
Not getting into that, we're just leaving it there. If you know what it means, then
I know what I mean. People that know us knows what that means. We can't talk about it on the branch.
Who knows? Maybe they know. I don't need them watching this, hearing that, and like, oh, I know what that means. You're screwed. That'd be the last thing that I want.
Okay, so
wait a minute.
Welcome back to being vague.
Welcome back to just talking about people and, you know, trying to not lose stuff.
So October's coming up, like soonish.
It's almost September.
No, it is September. Don't you know how far out we're recorded? Oh, you trapped me back there.
But John, when will September end?
Well, when September ends, we have a lot of fun stuff coming up. You, me, and Jamie are going to go see Young Frankenstein the musical.
Yay.
I might not. My schedule might have changed. I might be on swing shift and not be able to go with you guys. But you can find someone else to go with you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The Young Frankenstein is a you and Jamie thing anyway. I like it, but
not that much.
Not like you two like it.
Why not? You don't like it?
I like it, just not as much.
Why not?
Because there's no accounting for taste. Because it's funny, it's just not, I want to watch it twice a year funny.
The fuck is this boss?
Oh, you just hold A and suck him up. And try not to suck up his bombs.
Did it.
Yeah, and stop sucking. Yeah, you've got to know how much to suck and when.
Just do nothing but suck.
And there's technique to it. Are you gonna get him? Are you gonna get him first? And oh, good job.
See, I'm a professional gamer. I know what I'm doing. Where are you, fat round thing?
So let's see what's next after September ends. We're gonna go to
October ends.
Yeah, we're gonna be going to the SnafuCon in Reno. Yeah, this is their annual anime convention. I think it's their only anime convention. They might have another smaller one.
Probably.
Maybe record a super secret guest episode,
Maybe a couple super secret
and not
guest episodes.
have it totally fail like last year because
and then have it come out 6 months later.
Yeah, because we were using brand new equipment and we didn't have it adjusted right.
I told you we should have fucking tested it out soon. You're like, no, it'll be fine.
I do not remember saying no, it'll be fine. That does not.
That is absolutely a thing.
That does not seem like a conversation we've had.
You're like, no, Amarith, it's okay. We don't need to test anything.
I recall us both saying we need to test, and we just didn't have time because our
You're just like, no, my name is Jonathan. We do not need to test anything.
We were super busy the whole con,
to
and
everything.
our super sweetheart guest showed up a little bit early, and we didn't have time to start adjusting stuff and figuring it out. And so we had to like just hook it all up on the fly, and it didn't work out well.
The problem was the hotel room for the most part.
That was an issue too, but no, our volume was way too high.
Yeah, and we just couldn't tell.
Yeah. Well, right, because our waveform looked weird on the. Anyway.
It looked fine.
And
next time on the branch.